Back, we continue live right here, Pittsburgh CW, with the Sports Call presented by Ireland Contracting on the Borders and Borders Hotline. Bob and Ron with you at 412-575-2600. One quick hockey note for you tonight. In addition to Washington winning, Alex Ovechkin got goal number 45. You know, it's hard to believe that. I think he's the best goal scorer I've ever seen in this current era. But Ron, he's had 750 goal seasons. This would be 8, and the two ahead of him, the only two ahead of him, Mike Bossy with 9 and Wayne Gretzky with 9.
Yeah, he's the best goal scorer of this generation. And I saw the goal he scored tonight, Bob. Same place, always.
The left, hard to stop him.
The left face-off circle. I don't know if it was a power play, but, you know, one time the pass, and the goaltender just had no shot. And you know where he is, and you know what's coming, and you still can't stop it. Terrific player. Terrific goal scorer.
It's like a good offense when you're running the ball. They always used to say, if you know it's coming, we're going to give the ball to Bettis.
Stop it.
Stop him. Go ahead and try. And they can't do it. All right, let's go out to Tank in Rochester. Hey, Tank.
Yeah, do you guys, thanks for taking my call, but do you guys think it's going to be the same as the Stallings hiring, where eventually they're just going to settle for a coach that doesn't really fit the program,
well,
but
so
it's the
far,
last thing available?
Hey, Tank, so far, how many guys have essentially said no? Not just Danny Hurley. And the thing that's disconcerting about that, Ron, is that Dan Hurley was offered a lot more money, reportedly, to come here. And he made his choice that he doesn't want that. He'd rather go to a place that has a quicker place, maybe to recover from what he's digging out from. Tom Crean used Pitt in that same way. Thad Matta, I'm not sure why. He's been sniffing around for jobs, but he hasn't accepted one.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's still sniffing around for jobs. Why would he be doing that if he's not healthy enough to do it anyway? And now we're seeing other guys, you know, I don't know. I mean, what is it going to take? Who do you think is going to end up getting this job?
I have no idea. It's not a good job right now. It's the ACC. I get that. There's a lot of young coaches out there, a lot of good coaches, and hopefully they'll find one. But whoever they get, we got to all be patient with. It's going to take a couple years, I think, before they can dig out of this mess. It's just not a good situation right now. They seem to have their sights set on Hurley and didn't seem to have much of a plan B, and that's the way it looks right now.
Based on what we have seen, it makes you wonder if they would have just been better off keeping Stallings, but that's not Heather Lyke's person. So if he has a better year, make it more difficult for her to fire him then. So I don't know what has gone behind this, but they have a big decision still to make. Let's go to Kelvin in Clearfield. What's up, Kelvin? How are you?
Hi, Bob and Ron. How are you doing tonight?
Good,
great.
Thanks.
Okay, got a question for the both of you. This coming Saturday, you're going to have the two #1 seeds, Kansas and Villanova, going at it. Now, who do you think between both of you will win that game, Kansas or Villanova?
I like Nova.
Me too.
I like both teams, but Nova's better.
Kansas showed me something. That was such a great game. I was at the Penguins game working yesterday and got home to see the second half of Duke-Kansas. I couldn't take my eyes off of it, back and forth and back and forth. I thought Grayson Allen was going to win it with that last shot. It went in and out, in and out, in and out. Finally bounced out, and then Newman for Kansas. What do you have? All 13 points in overtime.
Part of his 32-point day.
What a performance!
Malik Newman have some really good players on that team.
Great game. I think that's the national championship game. Although, you know, Michigan and John Beilein, I guess you can't take them for granted. And who am I forgetting, of course? Loyola Chicago, Sister Jean. Hard to go against her, isn't it?
Yeah, but at some point that'll run out. I think, you know.
Well, I thought it would before the fourth game, Bob.
I thought Michigan would win it all. That's the only team I have left now. I know you probably have more left in your Final Four.
I have Duke. I have
Villanova
and Kansas, and I have Villanova winning, nothing on the other side.
Yeah, it's been that kind of March Madness. We're due for a break. We'll take it. Come back with more right here, nightly, for the Nightly Sports Call.